Thank you. Thank you. Microphone go. Thank you so much for coming to my class. I'm Teacher Tom, and I'll be taking you through information resources as a unit. Now, these are the expected objectives. By the end of the lesson, we are required to be able to define the term bibliographic source and index as a bibliographic source. So, the second objective, you'll be required to explain the uses of an index as a bibliographic source of information. You'll be required to explain the uses of an index as a bibliographic source of information. To the print media, if I can do the recap of what we learned in the previous lesson. We were looking at the material resources of information. Under material, we looked at the print and non-print. So we are done with the non-print, and I hope you all know what non-print media of information is all about. Under the print media, we started by bibliographic sources. We had looked at the abstract, which is the resulting document from an abstracting process. Under the abstract, we were able to define bibliographic sources because an abstract is an example of a bibliographic source. So this is an information source that holds descriptive information about a work. Generally, this information includes the origin of the work, in bracket the author, the title, the imprint, and that is where we find the publication details and etc. They also contain, that is the bibliographic sources, also contain the details of a non-print media, e.g. if it is a film, it will contain the title, producer of the film, date it was released, and its duration. A bibliographic source links the information seeker to the source of information. One thing again that we have to understand is that a bibliography facilitates access to published documents to the users. Thank you. So that was an overview. I think we had looked at it when we were looking at the abstracts. So today's major lesson is all about the indexes. We want to know what indexes are and their uses. An index is a systematic list of concepts, terms that describe a collection or a document. It is a systematic list. It's a list of terms, concepts that describe a collection or a single document. It is also a tool that guides the inquirer to the document. So it's like a locator or a pointer. It guides you to the information that you want in a document, or the document that you want in a collection. That is why I said it is a list of concepts, terms that describe a collection or a document. So if it describes a collection, it will guide you to the information material that you want in a collection. And if it's the one that is in it describes a document, it guides you to the specific information that is in the document. So it guides you as an inquirer or an information seeker to the information that you want. It will contain the subject term and headings while also describing the content and main themes. Another thing, indexes have got two parts. We have the subject terms and the headings while describing the content and main themes. An index is a product of indexing. That is again very key. We all have to understand that an index is a product of an indexing process. Index is an end product of an indexing process. And a question under that. What is indexing? Index, we said index is a guide to the terms, to the information or a document in a collection. That is an index. What is indexing? Somebody please. What is indexing? Yes, someone? What is indexing? Yes, someone please. We said an index is a systematic list of concept terms and a concept or terms that describe a collection or a document. We again said that an index is the end result of an indexing process. Therefore, what is indexing? Yes? Laban? Yes, Laban?
Say,
Yes.
is the process of assigning okay, I can say the indexing is the process of assigning the terms of locators to the document.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Laban said that indexing is the process of finding or coming up with the systematic list of these concepts. Therefore, the end product of indexing as a process is the index that we want to talk about. Thank you. It shows me that you're active in class. Thank you so much. As a continuation, we again have to understand that indexing is the process of analyzing information. It's there. Indexing is a process of analyzing information or subject knowledge of reported knowledge and expressing the information in the language of the indexing system. That is very key. Indexing involves scanning through a collection. Yes? Can someone help us read through the slide that is on the screen? Yes, Sarah? Can you hear me, Sarah? Yes, are we together? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Sarah,
Yes.
could you help us go
Yes.
through the slide that is on the screen, please? It's like Sarah has got challenges.
Abductions.
Purity, could you help us go through the slide that is on the screen, kindly?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
A question.
Oh,
Can you repeat?
it's okay. Indexing involves scanning through a collection or documentation, analyzing its contents. Then you select the concepts to be indexed and eventually the item or concept provided with a precise location, e.g. the page number or chapter or etc. That is very important for us to note. Functions of an index as the last bit of our presentation. What are some of the functions of an index? Yeah? Someone? What are some of the functions of an index? Someone? You can read through the slides. What are some of the functions of an index?
To specific terms.
Yes?
Asking
Hello. Is hello in?
to a specific term in a actually.
Is hello in? Yes, Barbara. Take us through the first function of an index.
This is the collection information materials.
Yes?
Use the locate.
Thank you. It's a guide to specific terms, or it guides us to specific terms in a collection. Therefore, it helps a researcher locate items effectively and may also be used to browse among related entries. Another thing, it helps to bring the language of the index and that of the user together. So an index as an item, as a tool, helps to harmonize and bring together the language of an index and that of the user together. The main purpose is to provide the means of locating a particular type of information when needed, therefore minimizes search efforts. Yeah. The third use of an index. Yes, Joanne?
Used to bring language. It helps to language in there.
I think then the use of an index is a locate and identify one.
Thank you. It's a locator to information materials. So index help us locate information materials in different information centers. You get there, you be guided. For example, we have a shelf there. Beside the shelf or to the side of the shelf, there is an index list of information materials that are contained in a particular shelf. So you get to contact the shelf, you get to contact the list, which is the index of the shelf, and from there you'd be able to locate information materials that are contained there. Is there any other function of an index that you may have thought of? Yes? Is there any other function of an index that you may have thought of?
No, none.
Oh, it's okay. I hope everything is exhausted. So to do as a recap of the lesson, we started by defining what an index is. We first looked at bibliographic sources of information. We got to check on the index as a specific bibliographic source, and went through the procedure and went through to know the general information about index and moved to the functions of an index. What did we say an index is as a bibliographic source? Yes? What did we say an index is? Someone?
It is an index in an item used to carry out the indexing process of an information material.
Thank you so much. An index, in a nutshell, we say is a locator. Simply is a locator to information materials or information in a document. Thank you so much. An index is a product of an indexing process. You have to note that. And we looked at some of the functions of an index. Briefly, could someone help us or remind us of the functions that we talked about? Function number 1. Yes, Madam Purity.
It helps to bring language of the index and that of the user together.
Thank you. Index helps bring the language of the user and that of the language of the index and that of the user together. Function number 2. Someone?
It acts as a locator.
Thank you, Joanne. Index acts as a locator to information materials. Function number 3. Yes, someone?
It's a guide to specific terms in a collection.
Thank you. Index is a guide, and that is a major role of index. It's a guide to specific terms that is a collection. Specific terms of a document, a book, or guide to specific information materials in a collection. Thank you so much. Now we'll have our assignment which I will send to the class rep through your WhatsApp number, and have it done and submit it through my email, which I will send him. Have a nice evening, and thank you for coming. Thank you. We can now dismiss.